Howdy ho! It's Thursday, day after corned beef day, St. Patrick's Day. Some of you might not know this about me, but this is not the side of the camera I like to be on. But I'm getting a lot of pressure from Deb to do something to keep up with her in her videos. So what I have today is, I'm going to show you what we have going on, a new thing that just came in about a week ago or so. It's Kombucha. Many of you know that I've been fermenting wine. I've been fermenting, actually making vinegar from wine. And I also have been putzing with beer making as well. So I thought, what the heck, I'll just let the fermentation grow. And we'll try this Kombucha thing for a while. So what I've done is I purchased some kits from our wholesaler. And I'm just going to show you what's in the kit, and I'll make a batch real quick, show you how easy it is to do, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Inside the equipment making kit, you have a handy dandy funnel. You get some strainer bags, a glass carboy, 1 gallon glass carboy, cheesecloth, some sanitizer that comes with it to make sure everything's clean and sterilized. You also get a bottle filler, so when it's time to bottle your kombucha, you can easily put it in your bottles. You get a pretty cool little swizzle stick here. I don't know, this is probably my favorite thing. It's kind of neat. Gotta come in and check this out if nothing else. And we have a mini siphon to siphon out the contents and put it into your bottles. We got tubing to help when it's bottling time. Of course, you need a lid to put on your 1 gallon carboy. And then what's kind of neat with this, it comes with an airlock, but it also has a temperature little gauge. Keep track of how warm your kombucha is, as well as pH strips to test the pH level for your kombucha. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go clean all of this equipment using this Star San sanitizer, and then I'm going to come back up with some boiling water, and we're going to make some hemp kombucha, one of the many different ingredient kits that I have as well. So stay tuned, give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back.
Go.
All right, I'm back. What I've done is I just boiled some water, and inside the ingredient kit, what I did is I took out this pure white cane sugar packet, dumped it in there in a half gallon of water. That was after I sanitized everything, okay, of course. And then I stirred up, dissolved the sugar in the pot here, took the green tea packet, stuck it in the strainer bag, and while it's still nice and warm in there, I'm gonna stick it in the pot and let it steep for about 20 to 30 minutes. And while that is sitting there steeping, what I'll do is I'll tell you what else is in this kombucha kit. Basically, there's 3 steps to making this. First thing is to do the tea. Some people use black tea. In my case, I like green tea, and this kit happened to come with green tea, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Inside this kit, you also have what they call a kicker pack and a spice pack. And what we'll do is during the secondary fermentation, this is actually the primary fermentation I'm gonna show you right now, but during the secondary fermentation, we'll put this in, and that'll give it the flavor. And once about a week, 2 to 3 days pass, I think, what you'll do is take it from the secondary fermentation and then start bottling it. So with that said, I'm going to take another little break, and I'm going to take the spice pack
And put it away.
and let's start all this other stuff. And I'm going to get it out of the way so I don't confuse myself here. And we'll go from there. Bear with me, here we go. And we're back. All right, quick recap. Again, 3 steps. You're gonna sanitize everything, and then you're gonna put it in a primary fermenter fermenter. Woo, this is not easy for me. And then after that, you're gonna add your secondary ingredients to sweeten it up and make it just the way you want it. And then you're gonna bottle it. So I guess that's 4 steps possibly if you wanna count it that way. So where I left you last time was basically I dissolved the sugar, water, and the tea together. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump the tea. This is technically green tea at this point. I'm gonna dump it into the glass carboy. And it took about 30 minutes to get it down to about 90 degrees. And in the ingredients, it says you should wait till it gets down to about 80 degrees. But my thought is once I put it in this cooler jar and add some more water to it, it'll probably get it down to that 80-degree point. So I think we'll be okay. All right. And from what I've read, you don't want to squeeze the tea bag because it'll make it a little bit more bitter than what you might want it to be. So I'm just letting it drain a little bit. And that should be pretty good. And then what I'm going to do, a little hiccup there. So I put the green tea in the bottle. And the temperature right now says about 79 actually. And the temperature is really important to keep into account because if it gets too hot, you might kill the SCOBY. If it's too cold, it'll take a little bit longer for the SCOBY to kick in. And this is hard for me. SCOBY is actually an acronym. I'm gonna cheat here. It stands for dun, 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 symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And to me, this is absolutely the grossest part of making this stuff. If it looks like I'm trying to avoid touching it, it is because I am trying to avoid touching it when the time comes, so bear with me. I'm gonna set that down for a second. Before we add the SCOBY into it, you need to add a little starter to it. And the starter stuff you can get at the store. In this case, this is a starter that Deb and I have made prior to doing this. And you take 16 ounces of the starter, put that in there.
It's just a bottle of kombucha.
Yep, the starter is just simply kombucha that we've made before. Thank you, Deb. And see, here we go. See that? That just grosses me out. That's part of a SCOBY. Oh man, what am I getting into? Anyhow, there's that. And then once you get that in there, what I'm gonna do
Water.
is add, oh, how much water do I need? I need
2 inches.
I need to get to about 2 inches from the top. You want to leave enough air at the top so that all this wonderful stuff can kick in and do its stuff. In the kit, it recommends using distilled water. And I don't exactly know why I need to use distilled water, but I'll follow the instructions. Normally what I do is I just use the bottled water that I've used before. But we'll get this to about 2 inches from the rim there. So you can see I need to add quite a bit there. Oh yeah. That's probably pretty good. All right, so there's the distilled water. All right, here we go. Now for the good stuff.
It won't go through the funnel.
All right. So, Deb's laughing at me here. She knows how much I think this is disgusting. All right. I'm going to take the funnel out because that blob will probably clog my funnel. And here we go. The SCOBY is in. All right. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I have to show you this swizzle spoon. I absolutely love this thing. I'm gonna have to get some more of these things. I'm just gonna swirl it around a little bit. You can maybe see that SCOBY floating around there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the cheesecloth that came with the kit, cover it up. They give you rubber bands and everything. And just kind of secure it on there from keeping out any bugs and making sure there's a lot of air getting into that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit for about a week or so, and then I'm gonna test the pH level with the pH test strips that came in the equipment kit that I shared with you earlier. And then once it gets between 2.5 and 3.5, that's when we're gonna do what's called the secondary fermentation. And again, what that is I'm gonna add what's called this hemp fruit kit, along with some lemongrass and ginger. And then we're gonna let that sit for a little bit while and do its thing. And then after that, we will bottle it. So if you give me about 2-3 weeks probably, come on in, give it a shot. Some people have never had kombucha before. Some people don't care for it. Doesn't matter, you gotta give it a shot. I'm doing it, you can do it too. So thanks for checking this out. I have a feeling you'll see me more doing this because Deb needs to see me more on YouTube as well. So have a great night. Thanks everybody. Take care.